Welcome to the fashionable film city Banollywood, and I am highly thankful to Mr. Jayaprakash ji of Banoli village nearby Sursand area, who is going to develop this film city with an amount of 20,000 to 50,000 crore rupees if he got this amount as a loan. Now I am fake Doppler, and today I am going to discuss about the Doppler effects in relativity. So let us start and see Doppler effect in relativity. So for Doppler effect in relativity, we consider a we consider a uh, for Doppler effect in relativity, consider a light source of frequency nu is placed at the origin of S frame, and an observer in the S dash frame moving away from the source at a speed v measures a frequency of nu dash. Here observer in S dash frame is moving with velocity v because S dash frame is moving. Now we have to find a relation between nu dash and nu. So consider a light wave emitted from the source and moving in the xy plane, making an angle theta with the x-axis would be represented by sine 2 pi open bracket x cos theta plus y sine theta by lambda minus nu into t close bracket. This is equation 1, where lambda nu equals to c is the velocity of wave propagation. The amplitude of the wave is here supposed to be unity. Now the expression describing the propagation in the S dash frame would be of the same form like sine 2 pi x dash cos theta dash plus y dash sine theta dash by lambda dash minus nu dash into t dash close bracket, where lambda dash and nu dash are the wavelength and frequency respectively as observed in S dash frame. Again we know that lambda dash nu dash equals to c, which is same for the both frame. Now let us apply Lorentz transformation to the equation 1 by using x equals to x dash plus v into t dash divided by under root 1 minus beta square, y equals to y dash and t equals to t dash plus x dash v by c square divided by under root 1 minus beta square, where beta equals to v by c. So the above equation changes into sine 2 pi open braces x dash plus v into t dash close braces divided by under root 1 minus beta square into cos theta by lambda plus y dash sine theta by lambda minus nu into t dash plus open braces x dash v by c square under root 1 minus beta square close bracket equals to sine 2 pi open bracket x dash plus v into t dash divided by under root 1 minus beta square into cos theta by lambda plus y dash sine theta by lambda minus nu into t dash plus x dash v by c square under root 1 minus beta square. So after simplifying this equation, we get finally sine 2 pi open bracket x dash cos theta minus x dash into open braces cos theta minus beta close braces divided by lambda into under root 1 minus beta square plus y dash sine theta divided by lambda minus nu into t dash open braces 1 minus beta cos theta close braces divided by under root 1 minus beta square close bracket. This is equation 3. This must represent a propagation in S frame and hence must be identical to equation 1. Equating the coefficient of t in equation 2 from equation 2 and 3, we get nu dash equals to nu into open parenthesis 1 minus beta cos theta close parenthesis divided by under root 1 minus beta square. This is the general expression for Doppler effect in relativity written by equation 4, shown by equation 4. Now if theta equals to 0, that is when the observer is in relative motion along the direction of propagation of light and is moving away from the source, we have nu dash equals to nu into open parenthesis 1 minus beta close parenthesis divided by under root 1 minus beta square close parenthesis equals to nu into open parenthesis 1 minus beta close parenthesis divided by under root open bracket open parenthesis 1 minus beta close parenthesis into open parenthesis 1 plus beta close parenthesis close bracket. Or finally we get nu dash equals to nu into under root 1 minus beta by 1 plus beta or equals to nu into under root c minus v by c plus v, which shows that the observed frequency nu dash is the lower than the actual frequency nu. If the observer is moving toward the source, then velocity v is negative, then we would have nu dash equals to nu into under root c plus v by c minus v, which shows that the observed frequency nu dash is lower than the actual frequency nu. If the observer is moving toward the source, that is velocity is negative, v is negative, then we would have nu dash is equal to nu into under root c plus v by c minus v, which shows that the observed frequency nu dash is higher than the actual frequency This is known as longitudinal Doppler effect in light, and this result have been confirmed experimentally by Ives and Stilwell in 1938, who used a beam of excited hydrogen atom of well-defined speed and direction as the source of light. If the observer is in relative motion perpendicular to the direction of propagation of light, then also a Doppler effect is observed. And let us write equation 4 inversely as nu equals to nu ds into open parenthesis 1 plus beta cos into theta dash close parenthesis divided by under root 1 minus beta square. Now using theta dash equals to 90 degree, we get nu equals to nu dash by under root 1 minus beta square, or nu dash is equal to nu into under root 1 minus beta square. Thus, if our line of sight is 90 degree to the relative motion, then the observed frequency nu dash is lower than the actual frequency nu. This is known as the transverse Doppler effect and has been confirmed experimentally. This is purely a relativistic phenomena. There is no transverse Doppler effect in classical physics, as v is very less than c, that is velocity of velocity in classical physics is very less than the velocity of light. This can be checked by ignoring beta square in the last expression, which then gives nu dash equals to nu. So with this I would like to end this lecture here. I fact Doppler. Again, thanks to Mr. Jayaprakash ji of Banauli village, who is developing fashionable film city Banauliwood. Thank you very much for watching my movie.